is brought to you by Home Entertainment Centre, 24 Alfreda Street, St Albans. Phone 9366 2396.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of PCTV. I'm Maria and sitting next to me this week is Sulin. How are you, Sulin?
Good, Maria.
That's good.
Hi, on today's program, Daniela takes on a world of Street Fighters in Street Fighter Alpha, and then goes on an alien hunting rampage with Duke Nukem 3D.
I introduce the latest games in Gamers Online this week, and our gamers are tackling Donkey Kong Country on the Super Nintendo.
Maria surfs the world of news groups in this week's Surf the Internet segment.
And Sulin visits a galaxy far, far away and takes a look at Star Wars in this week's VCD.
I'll be talking to Peter Bartolo about IPC's My Genie computer in this week's Home Entertainment Centre segment.
And Michelle rubs shoulders with the stars in this week's Multimedia Review.
Liz goes down to La Trobe Uni to find out what people think about cybersex.
And our resident cheats, Natalie and Anne-Marie, take us through some tips in this week's Cheat Zone.
So fire up your PC and get ready for another episode of PCTV.
Damn, those alien bastards got paid for shooting up my ride.
Earlier this year, Duke Nukem 3D was taken off the shelves due to its violent material. Now it's back in Australian stores, minus the more excessive violent scenes, as the first modified computer game. Duke Nukem 3D is a first-person, three-dimensional action game based around the popular Doom-style genre. The game contains 3 missions, each consisting of more than 10 levels per mission. The story of the game is quite simple. Alien forces have taken over the world. You play as Duke Nukem, the only one man on the planet who has the skill and firepower to stop them. Duke Nukem 3D takes you through a variety of stages, from Hollywood to the surface of the moon. The game offers a huge array of weapons to help fight your way through each stage, everything from pipe bombs to liquid nitrogen freeze rays. Graphically, the game is great. With more detail than Dark Forces, it easily takes the throne as the king of Doom clones. Each stage is rendered in fantastic detail, from billboard balls on a billboard table to security cameras in hallways. Let's take a look. The sound is absolutely awesome, with realistic explosions and screams of pain. The game also offers a unique feature to Doom clones, commentary. Throughout the game, Duke will constantly make smart alecks to his victims. For example, blow up a few aliens with a pipe bomb and listen to Duke say something like, "Oh, what a mess," or "Let God figure them out." The music is also another cool feature. While it's not CD quality, it does manage to match the mood of the game. Overall, Duke Nukem 3D is great. Modified or not, the game is ultra fun to play. We gave it a perfect score. To run it in high resolution modes, you will need a Pentium 120 with 16 megs of RAM and around 30 megs of hard disk space. That's it for now, but I'll be back later in the program with Street Fighter Alpha.
Hello and welcome to this week's Gamers Online. With me this week is Marco and Sylvia Bozzini. How are you guys?
Good, thanks.
Okay, tell me about the game we're playing today. What's the name of it?
Donkey Kong Country.
Oh, cool. So do you want to get into it straight away?
Yep, alright.
So Marco, what character have you got?
I'm that big gorilla thing there, Donkey Kong.
Oh, the big gorilla.
Yep.
So what happens when you get the bananas?
Well, it's like Mario, 100 bananas get an extra life.
Oh, right. And who's the guy following you?
That's my sister, she just tagged me back, so I'm playing there.
So are there many stages in this game, or is it just...
Yeah, there's quite a few.
Have you been through all of them?
Yep.
And the barrel, what does the barrel do?
You just throw it and it hits the animals and sort of like knocks them.
Secret level.
So next level?
No, it's secret level.
Oh, it's a secret level. Oh. Yeah, out of it. So how many stages are there actually altogether, Marco?
I'm not sure, but there's quite a lot.
You've been through all of them?
Yep.
Yeah? You've clocked it, have you?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we'll be back later with Marco and Silvio Bazzini.
With me today is Peter Bartolo from Home Entertainment Centre. How are you, Peter?
I'm fine, thanks, Lily.
Yeah, that's good. So let's get down to business. What have you brought in for us today?
I brought in an interesting product today. It's a little bit different. It's what they call the IPC My Genie. All things rolled into one, basically. It's a computer, TV, CD player, music CD player, MPEG movie player, AM/FM tuner, answering machine, internet modem, the whole lot, all rolled in one. So it's a great little product.
Fantastic. So you can actually watch TV to
You
it
sure
as well
can.
as run it like a normal computer?
Exactly, yeah.
Wow. And you can you hook a printer up to it like a normal computer?
You can. It's basically a standard IBM type compatible system. It runs what they call a Pentium 100 processor.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, you can basically plug in any standard printer, be it a colour bubble jet or laser printer or dot matrix printer, whatever really suits your needs.
Mm-hmm. And you also mentioned MPEG, so they can watch all the video CDs that we talk about as well?
So right, exactly.
Fantastic. It's got everything in it. How much RAM has it got?
The system comes standard with 16 megabytes of RAM, which is sufficient.
Mm-hmm. And how large is the hard disk?
The hard drive in the standard package is 1.2 gigabytes,
Mm-hmm.
which translates to 1,200 megabytes.
Okay, and now can you upgrade it if you want to?
You can, yep. Basically, being a Pentium-based system, it comes standard with a Pentium 100, but yes, you can put a Pentium 120, 133, 150, 166, all the way up to 200 without any problems.
Oh, it sounds fantastic.
Oh, it's a very versatile product. Probably really suitable for somebody's bedroom where they can sit there. It actually comes with a remote control as well. So if you're sitting in bed, you can actually you can watch TV, you can scroll through, you can listen to the radio. You can actually have it wake up in the morning if you like. So it's quite a handy product.
Got to get myself one of them.
Yeah.
Tell me, how much is it going to set me back if I do want to get one?
Well, that sort of thing in the standard form with everything you see there, the keyboard, the mouse, a good range of software, including an encyclopedia and some productivity software, is less than $3,000.
Gee, that's pretty affordable. If our viewers do want to get any more information about where they can get one, where can they find you?
Well, they can find us at Home Entertainment Centres, either at St Albans store, which is telephone number 9366 5795, or Melton store, which is 9743 1015.
Great, thanks for joining us, Peter.
Thanks.
Microsoft have once again released a new version of the cinema encyclopedia, Cinemania 97. The latest version of Cinemania is possibly Microsoft's greatest, featuring more movies, sounds, video clips and photos than any previous version. Firstly, the installation is incredibly easy. It is as simple as inserting the CD into your CD-ROM. Windows 95 automatically installs the program, places an icon in your start menu and launches into the CD. You don't have to answer any questions at all. That's what I call plug and play. The introduction to the CD is great. A full-screen, full-motion video sequence welcomes you to the world of Cinemania 97. Once you get past the mind-blowing intro, you are presented with a Cinemania 97 interface. Cinemania 97 has an improved interface to previous versions, which is not only easy to use but fun. The CD contains information on more than 20,000 movie titles. It also contains biographies on over 10,000 actors and over 4,500 directors. Microsoft have also managed to squeeze into this CD over 1,000 still photos, 150 sound bites and 30 video clips from your favourite films. The video clips are displayed in widescreen format, so it actually looks like you're watching the movie inside a cinema. As a reference library, you can't go wrong with Cinemania 97. The CD is also upgradable if you have an internet connection. All you need to do is log on to the Microsoft homepage and download the latest updates for Cinemania 97. How's that for a CD that keeps up with the times? Overall, PCTV definitely give the program the thumbs up. To run it, you will need a 486 processor, a double spin or faster CD with 8 megs of RAM and Windows 95. That's all for now, but I'll be back next week with another multimedia review.
Welcome to this week's segment of Surf the Internet. I have with me a familiar face and our internet consultant, Pietro Renda. How you going, Pietro?
Hi, Maria.
How you going?
Good.
That's good. So we're talking about newsgroups today.
Yep.
Tell us about it.
Yep, okay. Well, first thing, I've just logged onto the internet now.
Okay.
So just wait for it to verify my username and passcode.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and here we go. Now I've just got to click onto News Reader.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so to access news groups, you have to actually have a news reader,
Right.
which is what we've got here. Now, I'm going to one of my favourite sites, which is the Sony PlayStation news group. And as you can see here, I'm bringing up a whole bunch of articles that people have posted from all over the world.
Cool.
And topics range from absolutely everything. I mean, there's people here talking about their favourite game to their worst favourite game, people bagging each other's systems. It's just phenomenal, really. Okay, so I'll click on here. This is Toshinden 3. I'm actually interested if there is going to be a battle arena Toshinden 3, because I've seen part 2 and it's really good.
Yeah.
So we'll just wait for it to run. And here we go, some people talking about it.
Some responses as well.
Yeah, well, some person must have actually posted the original news group, the newsletter, and then of course we've got replies, so I'm going to send in a reply now.
Okay.
So to do that, I've just got to find it. Here we go. Alright, now what I'll do, I'll just tell them to email me.
Okay.
And I'll put my personal, so I'll just tell them that I want to know more about Toshinden 3, and I'll put my personal internet address on, so not the show's one, this is my one.
Yeah.
And hopefully, just say email me with any information, and hopefully in a couple of days someone will read that and give me some more information about you know, Toshinden 3. I'll also put in a plug for my show, so if there's anybody watching from Melbourne, just say don't forget to watch PCTV. So here we go. So as you can see, it is very, very easy to log on to a news group and post in your own message, you know. And it's not just for video games. So I just click send now. Are you ready to send? Yes, I am.
Mm-hmm.
And in a couple of seconds, that should be off into cyberspace. It's just going down the line now, and there it is. It's now part of the internet. So I can scroll down some more of these now, and you know, it's not just on video games. There's people here talking about their favourite computer. People here talking about whether Jeff Kennett was one of the aliens in Independence Day. I mean,
I think he is anyway. But this is a bit like a chat line, isn't it? Except you're typing.
Yeah,
responses.
it's similar to IRCs, only it's not as direct as IRCs.
Yeah.
Mainly because IRCs are basically direct person-to-person talking, while this is just sticking a notice up on a big bulletin board and hoping somebody actually retrieves it. So, yeah, as I said, topics, as you can see, some guy here has worked a lot and typed a massive, massive letter here. And
he really had to get something off his chest, I guess.
yeah. But I mean, it's not just text. That's the beauty of news groups. You can download pictures, photos of your favourite stars. It's got sound files sometimes. I mean, basically anything that can be stored on a computer can be stored on a web page.
Yeah.
And it's relatively easy to find. So you can search for certain keywords if you're interested in a particular topic, and it's as easy as that.
Great. Okay, thanks for that. Thanks, Pietro, for joining us.
Star Wars shocked audiences in 1977 when it introduced the first motion picture with realistic special effects. Now, almost 20 years later, Star Wars, along with its sequels, Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, are still considered as all-time classic science fiction movies. Star Wars is the epic tale about Luke Skywalker, a young farmer living on the desert moon of Tatooine. After a brief encounter with Obi-Wan Kenobi, Luke sets off to learn the secrets of the Jedi and help put an end to the evil Galactic Empire. The movie is perfect in all fields, from its special effects to its incredible plot and array of characters. The Laserdisc version is absolutely stunning. Encoded with THX surround sound, the movie is a real gem to watch. The movie will also be available on video CD in the near future, so PC owners can soon experience Star Wars like never before. The man behind the epic tale, George Lucas, is the founder of THX. This is the digital sound system used in cinemas all around the world. George Lucas is also known for his computer games company, LucasArts, whose games include such titles as Full Throttle, Dark Forces, Day of the Tentacle, and Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis. Overall, PCTV would like to give this movie more than a perfect score. It is a perfect timeless classic, which will still be admired by audiences for generations to come. Star Wars is scheduled to be re-released on the big screen early next year as part of the 20th anniversary. The screenings will include new footage which has never been seen before. And in the next few years, a whole new Star Wars trilogy will be released. Surprisingly, the three that we already know are only the middle 3 chapters of a 9-part story. The next trilogy will trace Anakin Skywalker's path to the dark side. I don't know about you, but I'll be waiting with bated breath for the next trilogy. Well, that's all for this week, but stay tuned next week for another VCD.
Hello and welcome to this week's PC News. Well, today we're moving away from PCs and moving towards more compact units, video games. Now, the first video game unit I've brought in is the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. The Super NES is an incredible little 16-bit unit, cartridge-based. It handles over 32,000 different colours. It's got Mode 7 graphics, and let me tell you, it's got one of the best software libraries available for any home video game unit. Priced under $100, it's definitely something that people who aren't looking at spending a lot of money would want to invest in. But if you want arcade quality graphics, then you can't go past the Sega Saturn. Now, the Saturn boosts quality. The graphics of the Saturn are almost arcade, not perfect, but almost arcade. It's got over 16 million colours available to it. It runs on 2 32-bit RISC processors and is CD-ROM based. It's a little bit pricey. It's around the $350 to $400 mark without a game, but it's also got upgrade options for video CDs, memory backup, arcade races, everything you need. So the Sega Saturn's good, and I suppose one of the big selling points for the Sega is, of course, its software library. I mean, it's got Virtua Fighter 2, Daytona USA, and Sega Rally, just to name a few. But if you're after top quality graphics that are arcade perfect, then the Sony PlayStation is definitely for you. Now, the PlayStation is very similar in architecture to the Saturn. However, it runs at a faster CPU, a CPU clock speed. It also boosts a lot more polygon. It can generate up to 1.5 million polygons per second, which is much more than what the Saturn can do. It's got really good software library, Tekken 2, Wipeout. As you've seen from earlier episodes, we've been reviewing PlayStation games for the last few weeks, and they just look incredible. So yeah, the Sony PlayStation is definitely for you. 2 more games this week, and MechWarrior 2 Mercenaries. This is the sequel to MechWarrior 2, which I found a bit weird because MechWarrior 2 is the sequel to MechWarrior 2. However, this one incorporates unbelievable graphics. These are some of the best graphics I've seen on a PC. Really good 3D rendered introduction sequences and uncanny gameplay. You can't beat it. This is a definite must for anybody who likes MechWarrior 2. Another sequel, Mega Race 2. Now, Mega Race 1 was a real flop on the PC. It had horrible gameplay, and the sequel pretty much is the same. It's got really, the gameplay is a little bit dodgy, but the graphics do take up for it, I suppose. It's got really good graphics. You need a Pentium to run it at any decent frame rate, though. And the final one is from Sega themselves with Sonic CD. Now, Sonic CD is a bit of a disappointment, actually. I would expect a lot more from the PC, but it's basically a replica of the Mega CD version with one disadvantage. it takes forever to load in between screens. Now, I had this running on a Pentium 133 with an 8-spin CD-ROM, and it took like almost a minute to load up the screen, where the Mega CD is only a single spin CD running at 12.5 megahertz, and it managed to do it straight away. So it's just really bad programming on Sega's part. Okay, now to our new segment, Kids PC, with Tanya Galati.
The first game I reviewed was Hooray for Spelling. It's for the ages of 7 to adult. It teaches the kids playing spelling skills. There's a section for teachers and for parents. The graphics were okay. There weren't many sound effects. It's in cartoon form, and whoever's playing can learn how to crack codes and unjumble words, and I thought it was alright.
Okay, and what's the other program you got?
My first storybook, it's for the ages of 2 to 5. It comes in different languages. The kids playing can learn computer skills, reading and memory skills. You can make your own music. It's in cartoon form. The graphics are pretty good and the sound's pretty good, and I thought it was good.
Okay, alright, well that concludes PC News this week. Me and Tanya will be back in next week for another episode. Till then, see ya.
We're back with Marco and Sylvia. They've actually progressed in the game a bit. Guys, what stage are you up to now?
Well, this stage is called Snow Barrel Blast.
Alright, and what happens here?
This is a pretty hard level. You have to, those barrels there, you have to go on each one and eventually you have to pass the stage.
Oh yeah?
But
And are the controls easy to
yeah, these are pretty simple, these controls.
Oh yeah?
In the game, it's got ice, so it's like with the ice,
It's a bit
it
harder
makes
to
it
move,
slippery.
is it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah? So what do you think of this game overall?
Well, I think this game's pretty good, like the graphics and the sound.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's
And
good.
what would you give it out of 10? What would your rating be?
At least an 8.
What about you, Sylvia?
8.5.
8.5? Okay then. Thanks for joining us, guys.
No problem.
Okay, that's it from Gamers Online. Remember, if you're under 19 years of age and would like to come on PCTV and play your favourite game, you can contact us on the Home Entertainment Centre on 9366 2396. They're open right now, so don't delay. Simply leave your name and telephone number, and Pietro, the producer of the show, will call you back and organise a time for you to come in and battle away at your favourite game. That phone number again is 9366 2396.
Hello and welcome to this week's Cheat Zone. I'm Anne-Marie and this is Natalie.
Hi. Descent is an ultra-realistic 3D game with one minor problem. It's very hard. Well, PCTV have found a cheat to make it a little easier to finish. During the game, type Race RX. Now you should have super armour which prevents you from obtaining any damage.
Microsoft's Fury 3 is a great game which looks and plays a lot like Terminal Velocity. Here's a cheat to make Fury 3 a breeze to conquer. Simply type, give it up for all weapons, and try me on for invincibility.
Need for Speed is an awesome game. When Daniela reviewed it a few weeks ago, she gave it a massive 9 out of 10. Now you can double the tracks simply by entering your name as EAC Rally. Now all the tracks are transformed into rally tracks covered with dirt.
And our final cheat is for the immortal classic MechWarrior 2. During gameplay, type the word Kent. Now you can't take any damage or be blown away by the competition. Well, that's all for Cheat Zone this week. Remember, if you would like to share a cheat with the rest of Melbourne, simply send it to PCTV, 24 Alfreda Street, St Albans, 3021.
Or email PCTV at pctv@majestic.net.au.
When Street Fighter II was released in Japan back in 1992, it was declared a public school holiday. Now, after countless versions of Street Fighter II, Capcom has decided to make a new Street Fighter game, but instead of going with the trend of making Street Fighter III, they took one step backwards and made Street Fighter Alpha, also known as Street Fighter Zero. Street Fighter Alpha's story takes place before Street Fighter II and after Street Fighter I. The game consists of 13 fighters in all, each possessing powerful super moves and unique fighting techniques. Graphically, the game is stunning. Each character looks more like a cartoon than a computer-generated bitmap. Each player poses 2 or more super alpha moves, which when activated can utterly pulverise your opponent with up to 13 hit combos. The shots you see behind me are from the Sony PlayStation version. As you can see, it is a replica of the arcade version. Let's take a look. Accompanying these fantastic graphics is incredible sound effects. Each punch, kick and throw have amazing sounds to match. Along with these sound effects is a great CD soundtrack which has actually been remastered and improved from its arcade counterpart. The gameplay is perfect. Street Fighter Alpha is possibly the most addictive 2D fighting game on the market. You won't be bored with this game. The only negative point about Street Fighter Alpha is the speed in which it takes to load. Between each fight, you are annoyed with the loading please wait screen. This is of no fault from the Sony PlayStation, as games like Tekken and Battle Arena Toshinden have far more graphic detail and take only a few seconds to load. This is the result of bad programming on the part of Capcom. Besides this rather minor flaw, PCTV gave Street Fighter Alpha a 9 out of 10. It's also available on the Sega Saturn is priced around the $100 mark. Well, that's it for this week. Remember, if you would like to request a game for review or simply contact us by posting your request to PCTV 24 Alfreda Street, St Albans 3021 or email us at pctv@majestic.net.au.
Hi, Liz Shuker here again. I'm here at La Trobe University, and this time we're going to be asking people what they think of cybersex. What computer do you have?
IBM compatible.
It's a 486.
IBM.
It's 486DX100.
It's a 386.
And what do you think of cybersex?
It's pointless. I don't know.
Why do you think it's pointless?
Well, I don't see anything particularly physically attractive about a computer. And they're kind of square and box-shaped, you know. Hey, what's this? What are these up?
Well, I don't really know anything about it, and I don't think I'm really that interested.
I couldn't really see the point in it.
Yeah, cybersex is quite okay. I mean, to my opinion, that it's a fine thing. Anyone can use it, and yeah, I don't find anything wrong with it.
Would you use it yourself?
I wouldn't mind. I just try it. I wouldn't mind trying it.
Personally, I wouldn't use cybersex, and my opinions on that, it's practically the same as phone sex, except it's probably safer because you don't sit there talking to people or anything.
My opinions on cybersex? Well, safe sex is good sex, I guess. Back to you in the studio.
Well, that's it for this week's episode of PCTV. If you'd like to contact us, you can contact us care of 24 Alfreda Street, St Albans 3021.
Or you can get us via these addresses.
See you later. Bye.
Stay back!